Okay, and we're at it. Welcome, everyone, to the Sunday Sweat Club. Today, we have only two people in the live class, which means the rest of you are really enjoying summer, and that makes me super happy. And or I know a few of you are sick. So take the time this next week to do whatever you need to nurture yourself, maybe to care for yourself if you're ill, or maybe just to celebrate that sunshine if you're having a great summer. Either way, I'm happy to have you here live and in the future. You might notice I have a person behind me. My husband, Marty, is going to be practicing today. He'll be the body for class. I'm also feeling a little under the weather. So I asked him if he would volunteer to be the mover today while I talk. So you'll notice throughout class today, he will take probably modifications. Um, Doing what I'm saying, but listening to his own body. So if you see him do something, but I'm cueing something else, by all means do what you hear or what you prefer, right, in your own body. Take those modifications as is necessary. So we will start in shavasana today, either fully recline with your hands out to the side, or like Marty, maybe with your hands above your head. I like to sleep like this. Some people, this can be really uncomfortable, so see which one allows you to surrender fully. And then once you are in your version of shavasana, let your toes fall out. Wiggle your jaw side to side and relax it. And then close your eyes. So you might remember last week we were working with the physical body, right? The koshas, and the breath body. This week we are going to move on to our mental layer, our mental body, as you might say. Um, this can be a little complicated because sometimes we're like, okay, so the koshas, as we discussed, are the layers of existence through which we experience the world. So we experience the world through our physical body, through our energetic body, right? Our breath, but also the things we eat, the things we watch, the people we associate with. And then we experience it through our mind, right? This thinking body, our thoughts essentially. And often our mind can be just as intrusive as our physical body. So today we will work with the Manomaya Kosha. And in the spirit of that, take a moment to just see how your mind is today. That internal chatter. Maybe it's on high volume, or maybe a little bit slower. But as you notice that chatter of the mind, can you look at the color or the characteristic of your thoughts? Maybe you're focusing on a to-do list or excited about something you're looking forward to. And for the next minute, just follow the path of your thoughts. Where did your thoughts take you? What path did they choose to wander? Take a deep inhale. Bring your breath all the way to your low abdomen, and then gently sigh it out. Again, inhale, draw the breath, maybe even so low you can feel that space by your pelvis start to rise. Diaphragm expands. Exhale. Again, maybe the biggest breath you've taken all day. Expand the diaphragm out and down and then up. Feel it rise to the sky. Gentle exhale, let it go. Pull the belly button in and up. Close the mouth and inhale pretty deeply, only through your nose. You might notice when you start, it feels a little restricted, but with each wave of breath, can you deepen it and start to create a wave? The wave really that will carry you throughout our class. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, the breath of fire, you can start to constrict the back of your throat and invite that powerful breath. Otherwise, if you're like, I don't know what you mean, Madison, that's fine. You'll continue this wave that we're using deeply in, deeply out. And anytime that we have a slower part of class, a moment to pause, right? Focus on returning to this steady, tranquil breath. Take 3 more cycles. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time, draw your breath down, down, down. Maybe take an extra sip of air at the top. Steady exhale. Invite life into your fingers, to your toes. Maybe rock your head side to side and just start to reawaken your body. Allow your movements to gradually get larger, including whole limbs. And if your arms are above your head, you can walk them or push them down by your sides, palms face down into the mat. Bring your right foot on the mat next to your butt, and your left foot will come meet it in a bridge prep kind of pose. And then connect all 10 fingers to the ground. So really press the fingertips into the ground, press the palm into the ground. Maybe your fingers press so much that your knuckles lift. Take an inhale. And exhale first, push the low back into the mat. Pull the belly button down and in. Inhale, lift the hips, come to a gentle bridge pose. So, not too much. We just began class. You don't have to go too crazy. Just explore how your bridge feels today. Don't forget to push the fingers and the hands. Even your triceps and shoulders should roll back into the mat. Again, on your exhales, diaphragm pulls in and up. And then bring your awareness to your big toe and your heel. Can you have equal weight in the front and the back of your foot? Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower the hips down to the ground. Not too fast. Inhale, lift back up, bridge pose. This time, take it a little bit higher. Squeeze through the glutes. And exhale, lower back down. Extend your left leg long, so reach your left leg nice and long, and then draw your right knee up towards your chest, no hands. So try to get the knee as close as you can to your shoulder as you pull up, 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 and in. Breath in. Exhale, push the low back down to the mat. Now, if your eyes are closed, you can keep them there and listen to my voice, but you might need to look down at your thigh. If you have your knee past 90 degrees, I'd like you to bring it back so your knee is in line with your hip and your ankle is in line with your knee. So you've got a 90-degree bend into the leg. Then look down at your thigh, and I'd like you to internally rotate your thigh. So your thigh will roll in, your foot will come out. While you're looking at Marty, you might not see much because of the angle that he's doing, but essentially thigh rolls in, foot comes out. And then take it the opposite direction, look at your thigh, roll your thigh out, foot will come up and in. Great, just exploring as you inhale, roll the thigh in, foot out, so internal rotation. Opposite side, exhale, roll the thigh out, foot comes in. We'll do this one more time on each side. Inhale, roll the thigh in, foot out, and then check, is your ankle in line with your knee? Is your knee in line with your ankle? Thigh in, foot out, internal rotation. And then hold in your internal rotation with the foot out, out, out. Hold, 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 and squeeze. Try to keep the hips even. Fight for that range. See how far you can get the foot up, up, up for 3, 2, 1. Opposite direction. Roll the thigh out. The foot comes in. So how high can you lift the foot up towards your shoulder and then try to roll the thigh out? Keep the foot alive. And you should be shaking as you just start to feel how much more you can earn here in this little bit of external rotation. 2, 1, back to center. So knee in line with hip, knee in line with ankle, and then draw the knee into the chest as tight as you can. Push the low back down into the mat. Breath in. Exhale, hold here. You'll switch the legs out, slow and controlled. So extend the right foot long and draw the left knee in. And then first we just explore this range, right? How close can you get the knee to the shoulder? How far can you pull the knee in towards the chest? Then once you're like, okay, yeah, I got the grip of that, bring the knee back, knee in line with hip, knee in line with ankle. So we've got this nice 90-degree bend. We'll start with the internal rotation. So roll the thigh in. Maybe you look down at your thigh and roll the thigh in, foot comes out. First couple times, you can take it a little easy. And then external rotation, thigh out, foot comes in. Again, internal rotation, thigh in, foot out. Keep the foot nice and alive. Exhale, roll the thigh out, foot in. Stay engaged to the core as you support yourself. Last time, thigh rolls in, foot comes out. Hold here and see how far you can fight for that range. So how much can you rotate, 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 rolling the thigh in. Keep the hips even in space so the hip doesn't start to lift up. 2, you should be shaking if you're really pushing. 1, great. And now flip opposite direction. Thigh rolls out, foot comes in, hold. Keep the foot alive and squeeze, 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 squeeze. 3, press the fingers down into the ground. 2, 1, back to center at normal knee. So we've got the 90-degree bend and then engage through the core. Bring your right knee up to meet your left and hold with both knees bent at 90. Right knee up. Yeah, there you go. Shins parallel to the ground. Yeah, perfect. Take a breath in. Exhale, belly button to spine, low back to the mat. Inhale, lift your head up, lift your shoulders up and reach your hands forward toward your toes. Imagine your chest going towards the ceiling. And then just hold in this beautiful boat pose like Marty. Flex through the feet, keep the feet nice and alive, or point, I don't care, whatever makes you happy. Hold for 3, for 2, 1, lower the head and shoulders down, keep the feet high. Again, lift right back up, inhale. Shoulders up, head up, arms forward, reach the fingertips, hold. Really pull the belly in, right? How tight can you pull it? Hold 3. Feet are alive for 2, And 1, release the head down to the ground, keep the feet high. Inhale, lift the feet towards the sky. So imagine you're standing on the ceiling. How straight can you get your legs if it's not that straight? Don't worry about it. Marty's going pretty straight, but you can have a bend if you like. Ideally, whatever you're doing, you'll curl the toes back towards the face, press the heels, and then imagine you're standing on the ceiling. Your quads should engage, low back should be down towards the mat. Hands are alive, press them down into the ground, shoulders back, triceps in. Take a breath in. Exhale, just bend in the knees to 90 degrees. Perfect. Again, inhale, lift up. Feet to the ceiling, slow and controlled. Nice. Exhale down 90 degrees. Last time. With the breath, inhale, reach the feet high, curl the toes back, press the heels into the ceiling. How much can you lengthen in the back of your leg? And then exhale, draw the knees into the chest, no hands. Squeeze as tight as you can get in. Pull in, pull in. There. One more breath in. Exhale, hands behind the thighs. You can pull the thighs in towards you, find your passive range. So how much can you bring it in while just completely relaxing, releasing, maybe give the legs a little bit of a break. We will come up to a seat. In order to get there, you'll rock and roll on your spine. So take 5 rock and rolls and explore your spine. If you find that you get stuck a little bit in your rock and rolls, check with your low back and try to round through the lumbar spine to kind of make that curve a little bit easier. Women in particular, I think, have a bit harder of a time rounding through the lumbar, especially if we have that posterior tilt. So come to your comfortable seat, reach your feet forward, legs long, press your hands into the ground by your sides, coming towards staff pose, feet together. Press the heels down into the mat, tuck your chin slightly, roll your shoulders back. Take a breath in. And then exhale, curl the toes back so much that the heels try to lift up off the ground. Squeeze through the quads. Yep, there we go. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Kick the feet around. Come to tabletop pose. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then once you're there, let's go through one standard cat and cow. So first, just drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look high. Exhale, tuck your chin around, feel your spine round in a big rainbow. Imagine yourself as this gorgeous cat, right? Now hold in cat pose. We'll do the spinal wave that we've been working on. So first, I want you to tilt your pelvis towards the sky only. So it starts only at the pelvis. Then we go to the low back. Then we go to the mid back. Then upper, and the last thing to come up will be your head. Roll your shoulders back, look high, and now you're in cow pose. If that was confusing, that's totally fine. We'll do it again. This time we'll do the reverse spinal wave starting at the head, right? So first tuck your chin, only the chin moves. Then the shoulders roll forward, press through the upper spine. Eventually mid to the low back, and the last thing to round will be the pelvis. It helps maybe close your eyes as we do this last round. So shut them and try to walk yourself down your spine. So first, pelvis again. Pelvis tilts toward the sky only. Then we move up to the low back, which is where it's easy to bend, right? Next, the mid back. Eventually upper, and the last thing to roll back will be the shoulders and head will come high. If your eyes are closed, you can gaze at your third eye. Last time, tuck the chin first. So chin comes forward first, then shoulders round forward, upper back, mid back. Imagine this beautiful wave because that's what you are. Low spine, and then eventually tuck the tailbone. Curl the toes under if they aren't already. Walk your hands a handprint forward and curl up and back into downward facing dog. Once you are in down dog, take a little bit of time. How are you feeling? Pedal through the feet. Press your hands down into the mat and away from you. And then reach your heels down towards the ground. Come to stillness if you've been moving. Take a breath in. Exhale. Inhale, bend in the knees, reach your chest towards your thighs. And then exhale, back, down dog. So stay high, keep your hips up. Bend in your knees. As you exhale, reach your chest towards your thighs. There we go, perfect. And then back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands. Tiptoe your way top of the mat, one toe print at a time until you get to your forward fold. Once you're there, take feet hip width distance apart, head is nice and heavy. Maybe you go for ragdoll, grab for opposite elbows, or just hands down to the ground. Whatever you've chosen, rock your weight towards your toes so you feel the back of your hamstrings start to probably come alive. We're more alive in our hamstrings. And if your legs are locked out, take a tiny bend. Head is nice and heavy. Big breath in. Exhale, release the hands down to the ground. Inhale, half lift, either hands to shins or two fingers to the mat. Exhale, fold. Let's take 3 of those. Inhale, half lift, move with the breath. Pull the shoulders back as you lift up. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And then hold here, rock your weight towards your toes. Option to exactly stay in this pose or reach your hands forward in front of you, trying to feel how it feels to extend and counterbalance with the fingertips forward. For 3, 2, 1. Bend in your knees, sit your butt back. Notice you're in chair pose if your hands are forward. And then exhale, come to standing, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Gaze forward. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, sweep your hands high, look high, press your palms above your head, look at your fingertips. Exhale, hands through heart center, come all the way down, forward fold. Quick sun A just to get warmed up. Inhale, halfway lift, move with the breath. Exhale, plant your hands and step back to plank pose. Reminder that in plank, you can always have your knees down. This first plank, we will hold. I say will hold like I'm doing any of this. We will hold. The collective we will hang out in plank for a little bit. So in your plank, can you push your heels backwards? So push your heels as far back as you can. Then walk your arms to have your wrists in line with your shoulders. Press into your palms and squeeze through the glutes. Breath in. You could do this all day. You're strong as hell. Breath out. Option to bring the knees down, and then we'll all lower down to the ground together. 3, nice and slow. 2, and 1, chest down to the ground. Walk your hands forward, our 3-part cobra. Marty hasn't done this, so I'm going to explain it nice and slowly. Hands come out to the side, tent, and then yes, great, just like that. You'll inhale, lift up with a flat back only, and just lift up a couple inches. Great. Exhale, keep your head high, drop your chest forward, roll your shoulders back so you feel the upper spine bend. Yes. Inhale, lift up all the way. See how high you can get with the weight of your fingers. Perfect. Exhale, lower down. Hands come by your side. Curls toe under if they're not already. Sorry, by your sides, by your shoulders. You're going to plank. Inhale, press up, plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. So the benefit of having an actual body is often if my cues suck and you don't know what's going on at home, Marty will be lost and then I'll know that you might be lost too. So it's actually really helpful to have him here. Take 1 more breath in and out. Inhale, reach your right leg high. So right leg comes to the sky, flex through the foot, draw the left hip back in space so your hips are nice and even. Then great, Marty. Once you've recalibrated, now try to lift the foot a little bit higher. 1 more breath in. Exhale, sweep the foot all the way through, come to a low lunge. So set up your low lunge, sink through the hips first. So allow yourself to sink down. Feel what that feels like as you really surrender. And then the opposite, try to pull your right heel towards your left big toe. Power up through the thighs. Inhale, lift up, crescent pose, hands high. Nope, back heel up off the mat. Yep, there we go. And then hands up, biceps by the ears. Breath in. Gorgeous. Breath out. Now notice, are you still pulling the legs together? If you started to passively surrender, we've got 2 more breaths. Pull, pull, pull in. Just as we warm up the lower body. Last time. 1 more breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Press into the palms. Try to lift the foot first as you press, and then step back to downward facing dog. Great, good control. Breath in. Exhale, breath out. Nice and easy into the left leg high. Just feeling through the body, right? How does your body feel today? Pull the right hip back first, then recalibrate, lift that left leg up. Flex through the foot. One more breath in, reach. Exhale, sweep it through. Come to a low lunge and start by sinking down into the hips. So really sink nice and low, kind of surrender, open up those hip flexors, or at least the hip flexor on the left side or on the right side, right? Then that counter action, try to pull your left heel towards your right big toe. Power up in the low body first, then inhale, lift up, crescent pose. Once you're up, ideally you've got some sort of alignment, kind of like Marty. It's fine if the knee goes past the ankle. All I care about is this inner pull, right? Pull the legs together, biceps by the ears, palms rotate in and up. And then breathe. It's super easy, right? Right? You're making it look easy. It's easy, guys, right? For 2 and a 1, inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, press the palms into the ground, try to lift the foot first, and step back to plank pose. Sorry, the buzzer. Someone's here. I'm going to ignore them. Breath in. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2, 1, all the way to the ground. 3-part cobra. Walk the hands out, tent the fingers. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Exhale, lower down, roll the shoulders back. Head stays high. Inhale, lift up all the way. And then exhale, lower down. Hands come by your sides. Press your palms down into the mat. Inhale, press up, plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, tiptoe your way top of the mat and fold forward at the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit butt back. Arms come high, chair pose. First chair class, let's walk the feet together. I mean, this is our first real chair. You did one earlier, but this is the one where we actually mean something. Big toes to touch, feet come together. Yep, sliver space between the heels. Then squeeze your leg together like one strong leg. The amount you squeeze is how hard you work. So you pick how much do you want to squeeze. Biceps stay by the ears, arms super straight. Keep them nice and straight. Reach, reach, reach through the fingers. Breath in. Sit your butt back, breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, hands by your sides, come to standing Tadasana. Palms face forward, just chill out. All right, quickening the pace a little bit. Inhale, sweep the hands high, press the palms together, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, but stay here. So plant your hands down on the ground, bend your knees as much as it takes to plant the hands. So you might be like have a pretty big bend. Once you've got a big bend, reach your right foot out behind you. You can start with the toe on the ground, or you can lift it up as far up and back as you can get it, trying to straighten the leg. Perfect. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, you'll tuck your right knee behind your left knee and a little bit of a curtsy squat. Yeah, great. Inhale, extend out. Reach the leg long. Exhale, curtsy squat. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Yeah. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, curtsy squat. Hold, and we'll hold it low. 2, 1. Last time, reach it long. And then slow and controlled, bring your right foot to meet your left. Again, it doesn't matter how bent your knees are. Maybe your knees are bent way more than Marty's. That's fine. All I care about is this press. Extend the left leg back. So let's do the left leg now. Reach, push. Great. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring the left knee behind the right. Maybe you can touch it. Maybe you're like wiggling and it's just a little bit. That's fine. Inhale, left leg long. Exhale, again, left knee behind the right. Slow and controlled. Keep the weight in the hands if you can. Inhale, long. Exhale, left knee behind the right, and we'll hold for just an extra pulse. See what happens in your body, see what happens in your mind. Extend the left leg back, reach, and exhale, left knee by your, or left foot by your right, forward fold. Can kind of release through the head, straighten the legs a bit. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. Once you're in plank, push the heels back, squeeze through the glutes, lower the hips in line with the shoulders at the very least, and then let's go together, nice and slow. 5. I know I started at 5. 4. Bend in the elbows. 3, 2, and 1. All the way to the ground. 3-part cobra. Hands come out. Tent the fingers. Inhale, lift up first, flat back. Tuck the chin slightly. Exhale, drop the chest forward, roll the shoulders back, keep the head high. Inhale, up, press all the way up. See how high you can get. Weight in your fingers. Great. Exhale, lower down. Hands come by your shoulders. Press into the fingers, up to plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. You're always allowed to skip your plank pose. Reminder, you can come to tabletop at any point in time. Breath in. And breath out. Back to down dog. Breath in. And out. Okay, inhale, right leg high. Remember that alignment that I've been working on for so long, right? Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Try and touch it really high. How high can you get it? Right tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Starting to build that sweat now. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Tuck it down and under. Nice. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, bring your knee to your forehead. Try and touch the knee to the forehead. If you can't, just imagine you can. Now rock your weight forward as far as you can get it, keeping the knee high, 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 and then step the foot all the way through. Come to your low lunge. Great. Inhale up, crescent pose. Reach the hands up. Exhale, widen to warrior 2. Spin the back heel down and set up your warrior 2. So take a moment, press through the back edge, bend into the front knee. Then reach the arms long. If I came around and whacked your arms, your triceps are nice and engaged. They actually were. He knew I was going to come around and do that. That's the secret. So just like you were doing before, we're pulling the legs together, right? Look down at the right knee, widen the right knee out to the side so it doesn't fall in. And then imagine yourself as the badass warrior you are. For 3, take a breath in. 2. And 1, bring both hands down to the inside of the foot. So both hands come down to the inside. Squeeze the right knee into your shoulder. So ideally you've got this connection of right knee to shoulder first. So squeeze it in, then pick the right foot up off the ground if you can, keeping the knee connected to the tricep, and then step back, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale the left leg high. Remember, draw the right hip back in space to start. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. How high can you bring the knee up on the tricep? Maybe it's up in the armpit. Great. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to right tricep. Keep the shoulders even. Try to draw the knee all the way up. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to forehead. Touch the knee to the forehead. Then once you're there, rock the weight forward, forward, forward as far as you can get it, and eventually step through with the foot, coming to your low lunge. Inhale up, crescent pose. Come on up. Biceps by the ears, nice and tall. And then exhale, widen to warrior 2. Spin the back foot down and set up for your warrior 2. The same cue that you did before. Hey, I'm teaching a yoga class. I'm sorry, you'll have to come back. No problem, bye. We have a lot of people coming to get stuff from us. And these poor people, we have them in and out of our apartment. Press down to the back foot, bend into the front knee, reach the hands out, and then squeeze through those legs, right? Squeeze, 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 squeeze in for 3, for 2, And 1, sweep the hands down to the inside of the foot. Press the knee into the elbow into the knee, squeeze in, and then try to lift the foot first. Eventually step back to downward facing dog. And if you've walked your way to the back of the mat, maybe you walk your way forward a little bit on your mat. 3 breaths in down dog. 2. And 1. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, tiptoe your way top of the mat. Little by little, not too fast. Fold forward once you're there, head's heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, come to chair pose, nice and deep, and then walk your feet together. So if you can, if it feels comfortable in your body, bring your feet together, big toes touch, sliver of space between your heels. If it doesn't, you're actually gonna regret it because it's a little bit harder to do this without your knees together, but it's up to you. I'm gonna let you do it. So shift your weight over into your right foot, feel that shift, then try to pick your left heel up off the mat. So just the left big toe is on the ground. If you can, work towards straightening the left leg out in front of you in this weird chair. Yes, perfect, looking gorgeous. 3, stay low for 2. 1, swap it out, left foot to the ground, stay in your chair, and then reach first into the right big toe, heel lifts, find your balance there, right? Then once you're ready, reach forward in the foot. Nice, deeper, hold and breathe. 3, this is my favorite one. If you point, you'll get a cramp in your quad for 2. And 1, both feet together. Keep it in chair, keep it in chair. And then inhale up, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in, breath out. Marty, I'm going to ask you to spin to face the camera for me for this next section, just so they can see what you're doing. Perfect. Stay in your Tadasana. 1 more breath in. And shut your eyes if you haven't already. Breath out. So just an opportunity to bring your awareness back to your mind. What's happening in your mind right now? Maybe it's slowed down. Maybe it's very much present in the physical body, right? Our physical layer. Either way, just be aware. And then blink the eyes back open. Find a drishti, a point of focus, something in front of you that isn't moving. Palms can be out to your sides to start. And then draw your right knee up into your chest, just like we did while we were lying down, and see how high you can get the knee into the chest to begin. So lift up, up, up with all the strength of your body. Option 1, you'll hold here and play with just balancing because balancing is hard enough. Option 2, you'll take your hands around the knee, draw it up into your chest as tight as you can get it in your passive range, right? Active versus passive. Pull it up. I'm going to ask you to release it, but not yet. So hold and squeeze first in 3. Keep it where it is. Don't let the knee move. 2, 1, release and hold. Keep the knee exactly where it is. Yes, perfect. Control. Now see how high you can lift it. Flex through the foot, strong through the left leg. Hold for 3. For 2, if you're falling out, you're going to come right back in. For 1, recapture and draw back into the passive range once more. See how high you can pull it up and in. Find the passive. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Release, hold. Yeah, how can you squeeze through that hip flexor? If the knee moved a bunch, don't worry about it. If the knee is slipping, pull it back up, reach. We're gonna do 3 times on each side. You can do that, you're strong. Wrap the hands back around last time. So recalibrate, find that strength. I know that left glute might be talking. It could be, I don't know, because I'm not doing it, but Marty could probably confirm. Pull it in as high as you can get it. 3, 2, 1, release and hold. Yes, keep it as high as you can get it. Knee up and in, foot is alive, strong through the left leg. Pull the core, belly up and in. 2, 1, stay where you are. Lower the knee in line to 90 degrees. So if it was up here, if it was down here, if you were like, my knee has been at 90 degrees this whole time, Madison, I want to kill you, that's fine too. Just like we did on the ground, externally rotate the thigh. So find that external rotation of the thigh. Palms can come out to keep you alive and work on your balance a little bit. Great. Now internally rotate the thigh. I know, your leg should be really tired. Opposite side, external, rotate. 1 more time, internal, rotate. Come back to center, neutral. And then exhale, both feet together. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. Shake it out if you need to. I told Marty this was sweat club, so he knew what he was signing up for. Breath in and out. Okay, shift your weight over. Weight goes into the right side. Left knee comes into the chest. So first, you're going to just lift it and see how high you can lift it up towards your shoulder with just the strength of your body, right? Then once you found that lift, and maybe you're just working on balance because this is hard enough as is, it's all those little muscles in the ankle. Otherwise, draw the knee into the chest. Find your passive range. So hands come around the shin. Pull in. Great. Hold and squeeze. Prepare yourself. 3. You know where we're going, so you got it this time. 2, 1, and release. Hold, lift. See how this feels different on one side versus the other. Straight through the right leg. 2, 1. Recapture. Hands around the knees. Pull it up and in. Be like, oh, thank God that part's over. Now I just have to do it 2 more times. So squeeze in, release. 3, 2, 1. Go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yes, you got it. Your glutes are supporting you. Belly up and in. Face is maybe making a lot of faces. That's okay. Or super chill, whatever's up to you. Recapture. Bring the hands back around the knee. This is your last time doing this. So remember, after we do this, I'm going to transition right into the internal external rotation. So try and keep it high. 3, 2, 1. Release, hold. Nice. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then bring the knee to 90. So knee in line with hip, knee in line with ankle, and externally rotate. I know, lots of balance work this week. I promise this will make sense. We're going to flow soon. Internally rotate. Flip it. Thigh rolls in, foot rolls out. You'll get the internal, external, I promise. Externally rotate. Thigh rolls out, foot in. Look at the thigh if you get confused. Internally rotate. Strong through the right leg. Back to center. And then exhale, release. Both feet together. Hands by your sides. Tadasana. You can face the front of the mat now. All right, after stagnant work, what do? We like to move energetically, move that energy out through the body. So here we go. Inhale, sweep those hands high, look high, press the palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Once you're in plank, lower down. 3, 2, 1. Elbows in, all the way to the chest. And then 3-part cobra. Hands come out to the sides. Inhale, lift up, flat back first. Tuck the chin gently. Exhale, keep the head where it is, but drop the chest forward, roll the shoulders back to bend through the upper spine. Inhale, lift up all the way. See how high you can get, pressing on the fingertips. Exhale, lower down. Forehead to the mat. Hands come back by your sides. Press your palms into the ground. Power up first, and then inhale, press up, plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Okay, inhale, take 1 step forward with each foot. So you're in a bit of a shortened downward facing dog. Just a little bit of a down dog that maybe it feels a little awkward. Then look at your left foot, shift your weight over into your left hand and try to reach your left or your right hand, either the outside of your left thigh or the outside of your left ankle. It's an underground twist. Really, this is just a crazy balance pose as we play with balance here. You might need to bend into the leg slightly. If you're feeling super wild, you can work on lifting the right foot up towards the sky and play with that. Marty, you're under no obligation, but you're allowed. If you fall, that's fine. Just come right back in. Maybe, see, like that. Yep, if you want to give it a shot, reach the foot up, hold and breathe. 2, 1, back to your short down dog. So find your little weird down dog, press the hands into the ground, recalibrate. Breath in and out. All right, take your left hand, reach it for the outside of either the right calf, the right thigh, somewhere over there. So we're doing kind of this underground twist. Once you feel like you have the connection, try to sink the right heel down towards the ground for stability. Press the right hand away from you. Then inhale, lift up the left foot, maybe play with balance. I know, the left foot thing is like crazy. I might fall on my face mode, which is totally fine. Again, especially if we have pillows nearby, you're at home, maybe you're on carpet. For 2, and 1, release both hands together. Step back to your regular downward facing dog. Breath in and a breath out. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. You got this. Inhale, right leg high. Reach it up and back. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Try to keep the shoulders even. Twist just from the spine and the hips. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, sweep it through. Come to a low lunge. Set up for your low lunge and then inhale up, crescent pose. All right, you pick your hands here. So either hands up, biceps by the ears, or hands to heart center if you're feeling like I just need a little less fire, totally up to you. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend in the back knee, bring the knee to hover. Great. Inhale, back up, crescent pose. Exhale, bend in the back knee to hover. For expert mode, remember you pull the feet together. Inhale, lift up, crescent. Exhale, bend in the back knee to hover, pull, pull, pull together. Now look in front of you. I'm going to ask you to step up with your left knee into your chest. So before you do it, envision it in your head. You're going to launch up on your right foot and draw your left knee into the chest. 3, 2, 1, launch, stand, yes. And if you fall, you got it. Try to reach the knee as high as you can. Now externally roll the thigh out in this pose. So your thigh is going to roll out. Keep the knee up, bring the knee as high as you can, and then maybe start to bend into the right leg, coming to a figure 4 on that right leg. Option to keep it high. Option to keep the foot off the knee if you want to work on just this rotation and playing with your figure 4. Or if you are making the connection in your figure 4, I want you to press your ankle-ish right into the top of your leg and also push your left knee out to the side. So you feel this contraction right in the legs. And if you fall out, you will come back in. You got it. 3 more breaths in figure 4. Roll your shoulders back. See if you can bend a little bit more deeply into the leg. 2 and 1. Inhale, come to standing. Try to lift the knee back into the chest. Squeeze up and in. And then exhale, both feet together, hands by your sides. Tadasana. Breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep your hands high, look high. Exhale, fold forward all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Reminder, you can always bring the knees down. Once you're in plank, we will all, and the collective all, not me, lower together. Elbows squeeze in for 3, for 2, and 1. Chest down to the mat. 3-part cobra with your own breath. I'll do less cues this time. You know where you're going. Hands come out to the sides. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, head stays. Drop the chest, roll the shoulders back. Inhale up all the way. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands come by your sides. Press up, plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Right into it. Inhale, left leg high. Pull the right hip back in space. Keep the hips even. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Reach it up. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Keep the shoulders even. Twist, twist, twist from the torso and hips. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, you'll bring the knee to the forehead and then step it all the way through. Come to your low lunge, set up for crescent pose. Inhale up, crescent. Hands come high. So reminder, you get to pick your hands in this one. So if you want hands to heart center, great. If you want to do something different this time, you could try hands behind the back in prayer if you're feeling wild, or just biceps by the ears. Totally, totally cool as well. You know, I'm just talking longer, so you have to hold crescent longer. That's kind of the plan. All right, bend into the front knee and then exhale, back knee bends to hover. Inhale, lift. Keep the hips where they are. Exhale, bend in the back knee to hover. Inhale, lift. Last time, this is our prep, right? Our prep for our launch forward. So bend into the back knee, bend, bend, bend. Look forward, envision it in your head. You're going to, not yet, shift into your left foot, draw the right knee up into the chest. 3, 2, you can do this. 1, and shift, step. Nice, squeeze, lift. Okay, now that you're there, Externally rotate the thigh, right? Thigh rolls out, foot comes up and in, prepping for our figure four pose. So option to just work on this hover, right, of our figure four, or you can bring that ankle, the ankle-ish, above the knee onto the thigh and then sit your butt back, hands to heart center. If you are in figure four, press the right knee down out to the side with the strength of your body. So you should have this press not only of the ankle into the knee, but the right knee out. Then hands to heart center and imagine up dog in the chest as you roll the shoulders back and then sit deeper into that left leg. Last but not least, we got to breathe. So find your breath for 3. Remember that wave that we cultivated at the beginning of class for 2. And 1 to come out, press up, lift the foot first, lift the knee into the chest, and then both feet together, hands by your side, Tadasana pose. Close your eyes. Gaze at the third eye. Breath in. Check in with that flow of thought. Breath out. One more breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep your hands high. Press the palms above your head, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. You've got this. Hold your plank for just a second. Squeeze through the glutes, and then this is the last time. Lower down, 3. Elbows hug in, nice and strong, 2. 1, chest all the way to the ground. Breath in and out. Relax your head down to the ground. And actually, let's walk your hands forward. Make a little triangle with your hands that you can rest your head on in front of your face. So find that little like diamond and then rest your hands on top of your palms. Breath in. Breath out. Press into the top of your left foot. Feel your foot press into the ground. And then reach your right leg, right foot up and also back. So think like lengthen and then lift, right? Either flexing or pointing. Notice as you press into this left foot, how does that help? Now, try to keep your right leg exactly where it is and relax your left foot and your left leg and your left glute. Weird, right? You might notice that your foot dropped. It's this irradiation, the support of the left leg, right? Press into the left foot once more. Feel the engagement in the left glute. Reach that right leg long. See how high you can get it, but also how far back, extending, extending. And now relax through the left glute and the left foot. And notice, does the foot drop? It's okay if it does. It doesn't matter. 2, 1, everything relaxes to the ground. Let it go. Maybe shake the hips side to side. Opposite direction. Press into the right foot first, right? So we press into that top of the right foot. You'll feel you already start to prep and engage. Then lift the left foot up off the ground, maybe so much that you can lift that left thigh. Extend out and lift up. So not just up, but more about that hip extension, right? See if you can reach, reach, reach. Now relax through the left foot, the left leg, the left glute. See how that changes the pose. Great. Press again into the right foot. Engage through the right leg, right glute. Lift higher. And now keep the foot where it is, relax through the right foot, right glute. Weird, right? Last time, press, lift, squeeze, and then everything can relax down to the ground. Wiggle the hips side to side. Breath in. And a breath out. All right, most challenging pose of class right now. and you've heard this before, I'll say it again. I need you to flip onto your back like a little pancake. That's it. That's the whole pose. So just imagine you're a pancake and flip over. Do you feel like a pancake, Marty? Yeah, he's imagining he's a pancake. Once you're there, don't get too excited. We have a few more poses before we cruise out of class. So to end class today, let's begin with a happy baby. Draw the knees up into the chest and then grab for the outside edges of the feet and pull the knees up and in. Relax the head down towards the ground, and option to either move, if you feel like movement is what your body's calling for, or stillness. Can always go to cobbler's pose if that's something that feels good for you and authentic. That means you'd bring the feet together, clasp the hands to the outside as you lay it down onto the ground. And then bring your right knee in towards your chest, your left leg long. Think about how you're going to do this as we move towards an easy twist. So one knee to the chest, I'll let you choose. You can pick whichever knee you want. One knee into the chest, one leg long. And then you'll twist towards the. Hello, I can't hear you. Gosh, having all kinds of technical difficulties today. I think we did it now. So you're twisting one direction. First, start with that twist one way. And then maybe shut the eyes down and just see where in your body you are clenching or holding on to anything. So for me, it's always in my glutes. I find my glutes are like, oh, I'm twisting. So maybe you let them relax a little bit. And then with that relaxation in mind, right? Trying to move like you're moving through jello or honey, move into the opposite side of the twist. So what motions will you take to get there? What will you engage to just slowly move over? And it will look different for everyone, right? We'll all move in one place first versus the other. Both. So both out of it and then into the other side. Yep. Good question. Taking a pause maybe in the middle before you move on to the opposite side. And then ask yourself, where do I need to move? What do I need to engage? And where do I need to relax to get into this twist? Once you're there, breath in. And out. Another breath in, lengthen. And twist. Last time. Try to release, truly surrender to the weight of gravity. And exhale. Over the next 2 breaths, you can bring yourself back to center, but take your time getting there. Be curious about how you are moving. And again, a few other options. If you're ready for Shavasana, you can move into Shavasana entirely. If there's anything else that your body is calling for to end class, I always like to add this in, right? And I know you're here to be guided, but I think it can be nice to just say, what does my body need? Because how often do we ask that question, right? Throughout the day, how often do we ask ourselves, ooh, what does my body need right now? So now is your time. And once you feel prepared, no rush, you have about another minute. You can make your way into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Once in Shavasana, allow your toes to fall out. Relax through the hips, the shoulders, the jaw. Take a deep breath in, breath all the way down to the low abdomen. And open mouth exhale, let it go. Last time, breath in. If you haven't already, make your way to Shavasana, open mouth, exhale. One more time, release any tension, let it go. We'll end class today with a little meditation. So allow yourself to feel heavy on the mat. How heavy can you make your body? Ah. Envision a small river. One of those beautiful rivers that you sit by on a summer's day. And on the surface, you can just see it dancing. There are tons of little ripples, and the sunlight sparkles as it flows over rocks and logs. When you look downstream, you can see parts of the river that are really chaotic. It's almost as though the water is bubbling and frothing. More and more as you look. As you look upstream, you can see that there are some ducks that have landed in the river. They're cruising around the surface, and underwater, their little feet are paddling. Allow yourself to just watch the top of this river, the movement, the bubbling, the dancing, and even the ducks. At the bottom of the river, you can see these big, smooth, heavy stones. They sit there experiencing the river. It flows over them. There are fast currents, fish, storms, all of these things that the river experiences, but the rock doesn't. The rock just sits there, feeling grateful to be able to witness the beauty, the joy, and the chaos of the river. Your mind, the Manomaya Kosha, is this river, flowing, energetic, dancing from one thing to another. But in you is also your inner wisdom, the rock, the part of you that can step back and witness the mind without getting caught up in the currents. Remind yourself that even in times of challenge or of chaos, you can be the rock and witness the beauty of the stream. Reawaken your body by wiggling your fingers, your toes. Maybe move your jaw, wrinkle your forehead and your nose. And then gradually invite larger movements into your limbs. Maybe your hips that we did so much work on today. And as you feel ready, roll over onto your favorite side using your favorite arm as the pillow. Our position, fetal pose, which is really this moment of pause, our rebirth and renewal as we move towards the rest of our day, our week, month, and even year with. So take a moment here to find gratitude for you, for showing up for class today, and for taking time to dive into your mind. As you feel ready, you can press yourself up to a comfortable seat. facing any direction, does not matter where. Bring your hands to heart center once you're there, maybe two thumbs to your chest or two hands over your heart, whatever feels best. Take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Maybe put a smile on your face. Thank you all for joining me today. Great work. Namaste.
Namaste. Participants chat.
Special thanks to Marty for being my student today. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I will see you from a new location, a new apartment next week. So we'll talk soon.